ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा। So welcome to the Friday and Saturday discussion on teachings of Lord Chaitanya to Sanatana Goswami, Sanatana Shiksha. We have been discussing a very important topic in the Sanatana Shiksha that ultimately Mahaprabhu has established, we have to establish sambandh with Bhagavan. Krishna Sambandha, Bhakti Abhidaya, Prema Prayojan. So that Bhagavan is anek roop, Krishna Swarup, Tattva. Mahaprabhu has been now discussing. And yesterday we began that discussion. So how many of you were there in yesterday's class? Please raise your hands. How many of you were there who are today who were in yesterday's class? 1, 2, 3. Only Radha Jivan Prabhu was not there. So at least for these classes, if you miss any of the classes, then you can hear the discussions online. Otherwise, you'll not be able to connect because there is a flow, particular flow going on, and you'll not be able to flow with the flow. So, Lord's Prakash and Vilas forms. Bhakte Bhagavanera Anubhav Purna Roop, Eke hi Vigra Tanra Ananta Roop. So, based on the Bhakti Bhav of the Bhakta, the Lord takes on a transcendental form, which is Purna Roop, perfect. There is one form, but he expands into unlimited by his own sweet will. So then Lord's forms are being disguised. There are 3 principal forms, Swayamvarup, Tadekatma, Aveshu. Yesterday we discussed what is Swayambhuv, that form which is not dependent on any other forms. This is the original form of Krishna. That is the Gopavesh, Sham Sundar Raja Krishna. And then there are personal manifestations. This has two types, Swayambhuv and Swayam Prakash. Swayam Prakash are the manifestations. And within Swayam Prakash, there is Prabhav Prakash and Vaibhav Prakash. So this we saw yesterday. So if you remember, yesterday we discussed this. Swayambhuv, Swayam Prakash. There are two, Swayambhuv and Swayam Prakash. Swayam Prakash are manifestations of the Swayambhuv, personal manifestations. And in that there is Prabhav Prakash. Two examples how that one Krishna manifests unlimitedly in the Ras Leela, and one Krishna in Dwarka manifests 16,108 each of the queens. So Prabhav Prakash we saw that one form, similar manifest, all are same. They are Prabhav Prakash. And then this is different from Saubhari Muni's expansions of 50. He married 50 queens and he expanded himself into 50. But there is difference because all the forms, expansions, they were able to do same activity. If one Saubhari Muni, that was original form, raises his hand, all the other 50 forms also raise their hand. Just like there are, sometimes you can do a mirror exhibition where you are there in the center and all around are mirrors. You raise your hand on all the forms, mirrors, you can, your hand is raised. So that is the difference. Whereas each of the forms here were individually acting differently based on the mood of the gopis or mood of his wives in Dwarka. That was the difference we saw. And that is why Narad Muni was astounded. And then Vaibhav Prakash is when one form or feature is differently manifested to different emotional features, then it is Vaibhav Prakash. So here we saw there is Balramji and Vasudev, Kshatriya Vesh, we saw this. And then based on Akara, Varna, Astra, there are different names. This. And we saw the scriptural reference for this. And Vaibhav Prakash, we discussed it as Balram. And in Vaibhav Prakash, especially the son of Devaki, sometimes he's two-handed, sometimes he's four-handed. So yesterday quite in detail we discussed this. And then we are now starting our discussion from 176. Ekale Dvibhuja Nama Vaibhava Prakasha Chaturbhuja Haile Nama Prabhava Prakasha. We saw that the Kshatriya Vesh as a son of Devaki, he is Vaibhav Prakash. Sometimes he's two-handed, sometimes he's four-handed. When the Lord is two-handed, when that Vasudeva Krishna is two-handed, he is called as Vaibhav Prakash. And when he is four-handed, he is called Prabhav Prakash. Chaturbhuja hoile naam Prabhav Prakash. Okay. Now, the same diagram which I had shown previously, there is the original form of the Lord as a cowherd boy, Gopavesh. Sorry. This is the original form. And then this is Swayambhuv. And there are personal manifestations of Krishna, which is called as Swayam Prakash. And this personal manifestation has Prabhav Prakash and Vaibhav Prakash, two divisions. And we saw in these two examples. Now, when Vasudev, the son of Devaki, is Kshatriya Vesh, two-handed, then it is called Prabhav Prakash. When that same Vasudeva is four-handed, he is Vaibhav Prakash. Now my question to the audience is, why this Vasudevan is four-handed? He is Vaibhav Prakash. Think about it and answer me. Why this Vasudevan is four-handed is Vaibhav Prakash. Who will answer? I know it is difficult, but still we expect devotees to try their best. Tukaram Mishkin Prabhuji. Yes. Your audio is not at all clear. Yes, you can speak. No, there is some problem. Dr. Archana Mataji. Yes. Yeah, I've unmuted you.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Depending on weapons held in hand, we define the name of the god. Secondly, depending on emotions.
Okay. Hold on. So now, between the two-handed form and the four-handed palm of Devaki's son Krishna, there are no weapons. Think there are no weapons. Still, why the four-handed is in Vaibhav Prakash? You're to some extent correct, but there are different classifications in Vaibhav Prakash. One is based on the weapons he's holding in four hands. Based on what weapons he's holding, then they will come in Vaibhav Prakash category. Now think that in this form of Kshatriya Vesh, one is two-handed, one is four-handed. So the four-handed is Vaibhav Prakash. Why? The four-handed is Vaibhav Prakash. Why it is so? Are you able to hear me clearly?
Yeah, I can hear you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Because one devotee sent me a message that he's not able to hear. Maybe his audio is having some trouble.
I'm not able to think actually.
Okay. So anyone else would like to try? Anyone else? Virendra Yadav Prabhuji?
Prabhu, I'm not able to make it.
Okay, just see this diagram and see the definition they are given in Vaibhav Prakash. The definition is given. So now at least anyone? Yeah, Radha Jivan Krishna Prabhuji. Yes.
Prabhu, if I'm not mistaken, because this Swamsa Binamsa.
No, we have not at all come to that discussion. I'm just asking why Vasudev, son of Devaki, Kshatriya Vesh, who's two-handed, comes in the category of Prabha Prakash, whereas the same Vasudev, son of Devaki and Kshatriya Vesh, when he displays his four hands, he becomes Vaibhav Prakash. What is the reason? Where we came to Swamsha, Vilasa, we did not discuss still on that. Only we have just seen the definition, yes. What is the reason? Why he is falling in the category of Vaibhav Prakash is my question. You have to understand the question very clearly. Anything you would like to add to your answer?
No, getting.
Yes. Okay. Virendra Yadav Prabhuji.
Prabhu, I think it is because of different emotional features that is falling in Vaibhav Prakash.
Any other category it is falling in? That's why. It's very simple, and it's not some, it's there. The answer is there only. The slide only, it is there.
It says कि feature is differently manifested according to
Yes,
different
that
modes.
feature, yeah, that feature is 400 feature. That's it.
That's it.
It's it. It's a 400 feature of the Lord. And that's it. Whereas this Krishna, Vasudeva, who is two-handed, is also the same as the two-handed form with all the queens. So that's why this falls in the category of Prabha Prakash. So the two-handed Kshatriya Vesh, Vasudeva, is Prabha Prakash. But when he becomes four-handed, the form is different. One form of feature is differently manifested. So because it is differently manifested, so now he becomes Vaibhav Prakash. According to definition, he will fit in the Vaibhav Prakash category. Okay, there is a question. Yes, Varsha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yes.
Prabhuji, is it a form of Chaturbhuj Vishnu Roop avatar?
No.
Sheshashayi Vishnu?
No.
Related to that form?
No. Please go step by step what we are here discussing and don't jump to other things which are not here right now up till discussed. They will come later on. This is Vasudeva Krishna in four-handed form.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Which manifested when Krishna took birth from Devaki. He directly appeared as four-handed form, Vasudeva Krishna. From four-handed, he turned into a child form, two-handed. Okay.
Okay,
So we
Prabhuji.
will come to that Vishnu forms later on. It will come. That categorization is completely different. Okay, my question now again to the audience is, in the first canto, hear my question. In the first canto, Krishna twice, this is not in Vraj Leela, in other Leelas. Let me finish my question and then. In other Leelas, manifested his Kshatriya Vesh in two-handed form and immediately also manifested later on four-handed form. From the two-handed Kshatriya Vesh, he manifested four-handed form, and this is described in some of the pastimes given in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. I am giving a hint. Which are those pastimes? I remember two, maybe there might be more. Let us hear from the audience. Which pastimes in the first canto he became from two-handed to four-handed? So based on this picture, I'm asking now the question. Who will answer this? I suppose many devotees must have studied the first canto many times. Last many years you might be hearing. So where is the pastime where Vasudeva Kshatriya Vesh two-handed form also manifested after some time or immediately the four-handed form? Where in the first canto described or mentioned? Who will answer this? Krishnera Swarupa Vichuno Sanatan Krishnera Swarup Tattva is so interesting, right? That after so many years studying also, we are not able to figure out this Tattva. Anyone would like to try? In the first canto, Krishna in Kshatriya Vesh, who was two-handed, manifested also four-handed form immediately. In which of the pastimes in the first canto? Okay, I'll give a hint. Okay, there is one hand. First canto, at least I've given a hint. Let us see. Virendra Yadav Prabhuji, yes.
True, I think when Krishna saved Parikshit Maharaj in Uttaras Garb, there he circumlated in 400 form.
That is more the Paramatma form in the heart. That is different.
Yes.
That's not one we are looking for. Any other? Okay, I have given you enough hint, first canto. Now I will give you the chapter also. Let us see whether you will come up with the answer. So one is in the 7th chapter. Prabhuji hinted in the 7th chapter, first one, but not in that pastime. There is another pastime. One is there in the 7th chapter. Another one is there in the 9th chapter. Okay, Makarand Bakshi Prabhuji. Yes.
Bhishmadev could see him.
Pardon?
Bhishmadev,
Bhishmadev, what happened?
in front of Bhishmadev.
In front of Bhishmadev, what happened?
Both the forms he could see.
Both forms. He was two-handed and then he turned into four-handed form because that was the form in which Bhishmadev's meditating deity was, Ishtadev was. So yes, that is the correct answer first. Another pastime where the 200 Kshatriya Vesh turned into 400 form. Anyone would like to try? I have already given a hint. I said 7th chapter. Anyone? Anyone else? Virendra Yadav Prabhuji, you can try once again now. I've unmuted you. 1 second, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, you can speak.
Oh, I'm unable to recollect.
So the second pastime is after Ashwatthama was arrested. Then Draupadi spoke. Yudhishthir was agreeing with what Draupadi said. Nakul and Sahadev also agreed. But Bhima opposed. So there Krishna, who was in Vibhuj, turned into Chaturbhuj. He held, on one side Bhima and other side Arjuna. Now, you do justice to both of them, to Draupadi as well as Bhima. So there from the Dvibhuj, he turned to Chaturbhuj. So that are the examples here. Okay, fine. Swayam Rupera Gopavesh Gopa Abhiman Asudevera Kshatrivesh Ami Kshatriya Gyan. In his original form, Swayam Rupera, the Lord dresses as a cowherd boy, Gopavesh, and thinks himself one, Gopabhiman. He has Gopabhiman. I'm a Gopa. When he appears as Vasudev, the son of Vasudeva and Devaki, Vasudevera Kshatriya Vesh, his dress and consciousness are those of a Kshatriya warrior. Ami Kshatriya Gyan, Kshatriya Vesh, and Gopavesh. So based on how you dress, your dress also affects your consciousness. So the body is also a dress. And on the body, you also wear dress. Men dress, and the female also dress. So the way you dress, exhibits your consciousness. It's very deep science. So there is Gopabhiman and Kshatriya Gyan. Saundarya, Shvarya, Madhurya, Vaidagya, Vilas, Prajendra Nandane, Iha, Adhika Ullas. One compares the beauty, Saundarya, opulence, Aishwarya, Madhurya, sweetness, and intellectual pastimes of Vasudev. Vaidagya Vilas, the warrior, to Krishna, the cowherd boy, son of Nanda Maharaj, Prajendra Nandana. One sees that Krishna's attributes are more pleasant. Adhika Ullas. So from the Tattva point, there is no difference between Vasudev Krishna and Nandanandan Krishna. But from Rasa point, there is difference. Krishna has more attributes. Govera Madhuri Deki Vasudevera Shobha Sei Madhuri Aswadi Upajaya Loba. So this statement, Adhika Ullas, Krishna's attributes are more pleasant. Vasudev himself feels that. Vasudev Krishna gets attracted to Shyam Sundar or Govinda Krishna. Indeed, Vasudev is agitated. Shubda means to get agitated, just to see the sweetness of Govinda. Govinda Madhur Deki. And a transcendental greed, lobh. This is not ordinary material greed, transcendental greed awakens upajaya in him to enjoy sweetness. Say Madhuri Aswadita. I want to enjoy that sweetness. So what to speak of the jivas getting attracted to Shyam form, or the is getting attracted? Even Vasudev Krishna is attracted to Krishna's Gopavesh. It's he himself who's getting attracted to his different feature as Swayam Bhagavan Gopavesh. So now he presents some proofs. This proof is the first proof from the Rupa Goswami's, I think, Lalita Madhava. Udgirnadbhuta madhuri parima panilasyabhiri abhira leelayasme dvaitam hanta samikshayan muhur aso chitrayate charana cheta kali kutuhaluttaralalitam satyam sake mamakam yasya preksha swarupatam rajavadu sarupyam anvichayati. My dear friend Sake, this dramatic actor, So Charana, appears like a second form of my own self. Me, Dvaitam Hanta. So Vasudeva Krishna is speaking, and he's speaking to a friend. Oh, my dear friend, this form, saying Vasudeva Krishna is saying Govinda Krishna. This dramatic actor who is playing in Vrindavan, he appears like my form. Like a picture, Chitrayate, he displays my pastimes as a cowherd boy. Abhira Leelayas me. He's displaying my cowherd pastimes. And how are his pastimes? Overflowing with wonderfully attractive sweetness and fragrance. Uddirna Adbhuta Madhuri Parinasya. When you go into the garden, the fragrance comes and hits your nostrils. Parimal, that is called as Parimal, which are so dear to the damsels of Vraja. Swarupatam Vrajavadu. The Vrajavadus are attracted to only Krishna's cowherd pastimes as a cowherd boy. When I see such a display, Mamakam Yasya Preksha, my heart becomes greatly excited. Cheta, Keli, Kutuhala, Uttaralalitam, Satyam. I long for such pastimes and desire. Samikshayan Muhur. Again, I long for it. A form exactly that of the damsels of Raja. Rajavadu Sarupyam Anavichati. I desire that same form. This is from the Lalita Madhav. Rupa Goswami composed two poetic works on Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan and Dwarka. The Vrindavan pastimes are called as, I don't know, Lalita Madhav or Vidagdha Madhav. It is spoken by Vasudev in Dwarka. So Vasudev is speaking this verse. So this verse is a reference to show how even Vasudev is agitated to see the sweetness of Govinda. This is the first reference. Mathurayache Gandharva Nritya Darshane Puna Dwarkate Ache Chitra Vilokane. One instance of Vasudev's attraction to Krishna occurred when Vasudev saw the Gandharva dance at Mathura. I don't know this pastime where it is described. Vasudeva saw Gandharva pastime in Mathura when Vasudeva was residing in Mathura. Another instance occurred in Dwarka when Vasudeva was surprised to see a picture of Krishna. So Vasudeva, who was residing in Dwarka, saw the picture of Krishna. So this is now given reference. Again, it is Lalit Madhav. Aparikalita purva kaschamakkar kari spurato Mama Garyanesha Madhurya Praha Ayam Aham Apihanta Prekshayam Lupta Chetaha Sarasabhasam Upabhoktum Kame Radhikeva. Who manifests an abundance of sweetness greater than mine, which has never been experienced before and which causes wonder to all. Chamatkarakari. Alas, I myself, ahamapi, anta, my mind bewildered upon seeing this beauty. Prekshayam lubda cheta, impetuously desire to enjoy like Srimati Radharani. Bhuktam kamaye radhikayeva. Now this also reference, I don't know the whole background behind how this spoken verse was spoken in what context, because I have not read Lalit Madhav and neither I have planned to read it. But this is the verse to show how Vasudeva Krishna is attracted to Shyam Sundar Krishna. Okay, so we will stop here for some time. And do you have any questions up till now what we have discussed? Any questions? Any clarifications? 1, 2. Okay, Dr. Archana Mataji. Yes.
Prabhuji, does it mean that Krishna is getting fascinated by his own different forms? This
Yes.
particular thing
But
which
that's why we are studying that Krishna's form in Kshatriya Vesh, and the form and emotion is different. He's in Kshatriya Vesh. And it is an expansion of Swayam Bhagavan Krishna also. But even that Kshatriya Vesh Krishna is attracted to Gopa Vesh. Because ultimately Gopa Vesh is the topmost form. It has more sweetness. And there are more attractive features in that Gopa Vesh compared to the Kshatriya Vesh. Because in Kshatriya Vesh, there is, Aishwarya Gyan, that Krishna has knowledge that I am God. Dwarka Krishna or Mathura Krishna. But in Gopavesh, Krishna forgets that he's God. Krishna forgets that he's God. The Vrajvasis also forget that he's God. That is that kind of intimacy and sweetness in that form and in that relationship. So ultimately here Mahaprabhu is going to teach us that the ultimate form worshipable for us is the topmost form, which is Gopavesh. And that's why an analytical study of how these different forms are and what are the differences and which is the highest form. Even Vasudeva Krishna is attracted to Gopavesh Krishna. That means that is the highest attraction. So we also should be attracted to that. So ultimately it is reading to the highest Bhagavan feature in Gopavesh. And that is our worshipable Lord. Aradhya Bhagavan Rajatanes Tadhama Vrindavan. So that's where Mahaprabhu's teachings are leading to us.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Tukaram Prabhuji.
Just a small query. You were mentioning some of the shlokas, verses are reproduction from Lalit Madhav. That's where I got a bit confusion. Which of those shlokas, Prabhuji?
No, there were two references given to show. I will show you in the slide. There were two verses to prove that even Shyam Sundar Krishna, Vasudeva Krishna is attracted to Shyam Sundar Krishna.
Correct.
This is Chaitanya Charitamrita 180, which is from Lalita Madhav 419. And the second one is 182 Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is 834. This is there in Chaitanya Charitamrita, verse 180 and 180. Okay.
Right, Prabhu. Thank you.
Questions up till now? Okay, so now let us go now to the next part. Okay, now after discussing Prabhav Prakash and Vaibhav Prakash in Swayam Prakash categories. Now the next is Tad Ekatma. Now in this 183 verse, Tad Ekatma is defined. Seivapu bhinna bhase kichu bhinnakar bhavaveshakriti bhed tad ekatma nama tanra. When that body is little differently manifested, vapu bhinna bhas kichu. That is, the body is differently manifested. Bhinnakar, and its features are little different. Akar is also different. In transcendental emotion, bhava veshakriti bhed. There is form, there's difference in bhava also. It is called tadekatma. Tadekatma nam tandra. Okay. Tadekatma rupe vilaswamsh dhui bhed. Vilaswam shera bhed vivida vibhed. In the Tad Ekatma form, Tad Ekatma Rupe, there are pastime expansions. Vilas. Vilas means pastimes. And personal expansions. Swamsha. Swamsha and Vilas are the two bhed, two divisions. There are two divisions. According to pastime and personal expansions. Now, in this pastime and personal expansions, there are various differences. Vivida bhed, vibhed. Okay. So now, Tad Ekatma. Tad Ekatma is different in transcendental emotion and form. There is Vilas, pastime, and Swayamsh. And in that there are, again, many vibheds. There are many vibheds. Okay, Prabhupada's purport. The Lord's Vilas expansions are described in the following verse from the Laghu Bhagavatamrit. I mentioned in the last class how Laghu Bhagavatamrit is a very philosophical work, which is like sutra form of Srimad Bhagavatam. In the sutra form, the entire Bhagavatam analysis of the entire Bhagavatam is done. Swarupam manyakaram yattasya bhati vilasatah prayenatma samam shaktya sa vilaso nigatyate. When the Lord displays numerous forms, Swarupam anyakaram, with different features by his inconceivable potency. Tasya bhati vilasata pranayatma samam. Such forms are called vilas vigrahas. Sa vilasa nigadya. The Lord's Swamsha expansions are also described in Laghu Bhagavatamrit. Now this is the definition of Swamsha. Tadrisho una shaktim yo venakti swamsha irata. Sankarshanadir matsyadirita tat tad swadhamasu. The form of Krishna is non-different from the original form. Adrisho nuna shaktim, but is less important and exhibits less potency. It is called Swamsha. It is non-different from Krishna, like Matsya is non-different from Krishna, but potency-wise, there is less potency exhibited. Similarly, Kapila. Kapila is again an expansion of Krishna. There is no difference between Kapil Bhagavan and Krishna Bhagavan. But not all the potencies which Krishna possesses are exhibited in Kapila incarnation. The Jnana potency is fully more exhibited in Kapila potency, Kapila expansion. So there is less potency exhibited, then it is called as Swamsha. Examples of Swansha expansions can be found in the quadruple forms of the Lord residing in their respective places, beginning from Sankarshan, Vasudev, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. Sankarshanadi, Matsyadi. And also in the Purusha avatars, Leela avatars, Manvantar avatars, and Yuga avatars. So we will come to this later on. So these are all coming in the category of Swa-Amsha. Okay, so this is regarding Swa-Amsha and Vilas. Vilas. Okay. Prabhava Vaibhava Bheda Vilasa Dvidakar Vilasera Vilas Veda Ananta Prakar. Again, the Vilas forms are divided into twofold categories, Prabhav and Vaibhav. Again, the pastime of these forms are of unlimited variety. So you can imagine Bhagavad Tattva, is very, very vast. So in this Tadekatma, there is Vilas and Swamsha. Vilas are pastime, like, different in emotion and form, like Vara. Vara is a pastime incarnation. Matsya is a part-time incarnation. The Swamshas, are like the Chaturbhuj, which were mentioned. They are personal expansions. They are there. So within Vilas, there is Prabha Vilas and Vaibhav Vilas. So that's what this verse was saying. Again, in the Vilas form, there is Prabhav and Vaibhav. And again, the pastimes of these forms are unlimited. And within this, there are unlimited incarnations, which have the unlimited, categories in this, varieties in this. So, are you clear about it? And please don't confuse this Prabha Vilas and Vaibhav Vilas to what? To Prabha Prakash and Vaibhav Prakash. There is difference. The two are quite different. Please don't confuse them. Okay? Can I go to the next verse, or you have any questions up till now? Dr. Archana Mataji. Yes.
Prabhuji, how do we remember this? It's too complicated.
It's too complicated. You are very sincere. It is simple when you study Chaitanya Charitamrita. You study verse by verse, and as you refer these charts, go step by step. If you go step by step, if you are understanding our discussion now, yes, that understanding will come. But you go through the Chaitanya Charitamrita and go step by step. No hurry. First of all, there is three principal forms: Swayam Rupa, Tadekatma, Avesh. And now we went into Swayam Rup. Swayam Rup has two features. There is Swayam Rup, Swayam Prakash. Swayam Prakash means manifestations of Swayam Rup. And within Swayam Rup, the Krishna's personal manifestations are of two types: Prabha Prakash, Vaibhav Prakash. Prabha Prakash is that Swayam Rup manifestation when it manifests into unlimited, as in the Ras Leela or in Dwarka with the 16,108 queens. They are all same forms of Krishna, either Dwarka Krishna or Sham Sundar Krishna, but they are doing different activities. So this is Prabha Prakash. Vaibhav Prakash is when there is one form or feature that is differently manifested according to emotional features. There's Kshatriya Vesh. This is Gopa Vesh. This is, Dwarkadish Vesh in the wives. It's Kshatriya Vesh. Vasudev. He's the same here also. But it's Balram. Balram is different. Form is different. And then in this, there's what? Two-handed and four-handed forms. The two-handed is following in category of Prabha Prakash, whereas the four-handed, because the form is different, is four-handed Kshatriya. So this is regarding Swayam Rup complete. So take one table and understand it properly verse by verse with these tables. You can refer to these slides which I'm sharing. And then Vasudev Krishna is attracted to Sham Krishna. We saw the proofs. And then we come now to Ekatma. What is Ekatma? In Ekatma, there is Vilas and Swamsha. Pastime forms and personal expansion forms. And within this Vilas, there is Prabha Vilas and Vaibhav Vilas. So up till here, you're clear now? Are you clear?
Yes, somewhat.
Yes. It takes time. That's why
Yes.
to just know Krishna is not an easy subject. We think we know Krishna, but as we study Krishna Tattva is not easy. And as long as we don't understand Krishna Tattva, then we cannot practice Bhakti Tattva. So that's why Krishna Tattva has to be understood in truth. Virendra Yadav Prabhuji.
Prabhu, how to figure out this difference between Prabhav and Vaibhav in category of Vilas, which is Tadekatma Rupa, and here Prabhav Prakash and Vaibhav Prakash. What is, I mean, how to figure, not able to make out how to
We will come to
differentiate.
that. We will come to that. Just hold on. Let us finish
Okay.
that Tadekatma, Vilas and Swamsha. And
Okay.
within Vilas, there is Prabha Vilas and Vaibhav Vilas. Let us first finish that whole discussion.
Okay.
And then you will come to that understanding. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's move ahead now. Prabha Vilas Sankarshan Pradyam Anirudh Mukhya Charijan. The chief, Mukhya, quadruple Charijan expansions are Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyamna, Anirudh. These are called Prabhavilas. There was Prabhavilas and Vaibhavilas. So within this Tadekatma Vilas, there is Prabhavilas, and there are the chief quadruple expansions Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. I hope it is clear. Vraje Gopi Gopa Bhavaramera Pure Shatri Bhavana Varnavesha Bheda Tate Vilastandranam. Balaram, who has the same original form of Krishna, is himself a cowherd boy in Vrindavan. Ramera is Balaram. Vraje in Vrindavan. Vraje means in Vrindavan. Gopa Bhav. He is in what? Cowherd form. He also considers himself a member of the Kshatriya race in Dwarka. Pure means Puri. Puri means city. That is Dwarkapuri. Pure in Dwarka, Kshatriya Bhavana. He is a member of the Kshatriya race. And because he is a member of the Kshatriya race in Dwarkapuri, thus his color and dress, Varna Vesh. Varna means color. Varna can mean, Chatur Varne Maya Shishtam, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, division. Varna can also mean color. Varna has different meanings based on the context. Varna means color here. Vesh means dress, are different. Thus his color and dress are different. And he is called a pastime form of Krishna. So now please understand this diagram now here. So there is Swayam Roop, Krishna as Gopa in the Vrindavan, and his manifestations are Prabha Prakash and Prakash. We saw this. In Tad Ekatma Roop, there is Vilas, pastime expansions, and Swamsha, personal expansions. And now we are into Prabha Vilas and Vaibhav Vilas. And within Prabha Vilas, we saw what? The Adi Chaturvyu. The Adi Chaturvyu we saw. Now this verse is saying that this Balaram in Pure, in Dwarkapuri, he is what? Pastime form of Krishna. So please hear now my question very carefully, very attentively. There are two Balrams. How many Balrams? Two. All of you are there with me? There are two Balrams. One is in Vrindavan and one is in Dwarkapuri. Both are Balram. One is in Gopavesh, one is in Kshatriya Vesh. So which categories these two Balrams fall? You have to answer now. Who will try? Who will try? We have discussed up till now. If you want, I can open the chart and show you, and you can point it out. Who would try? But who will try? Dr. Archana Mataji, one devotee has raised hand. Anyone else would try? Okay, two who have raised hands. Okay, three have raised hands. We will ask all the three and correct. First, Dr. Archana Mataji, yes. You have to answer me how I'll tell you. Balram Gopavesh falls in which category? And Balram Kshatriya in Dwarkapuri falls in which category? That's it, you have to answer. Tell me.
Balram Gopavesh will fall in Swayam Prakash and Vaibhav Prakash.
Within okay, correct, fine. And then?
And another Balram will fall under the category of
Dwarkavesh, Balram.
Dwarkavesh.
Puri, in Dwarkapuri. Which category falls? I'm not able to figure it out. Okay, fine. Let us ask Radha Jeevan Prabhu. Yes. Yes, Prabhu, I've unmuted you.
Okay, so this Balram in Dwaraka is Vilasa.
Mm-hmm.
And in Vrindavan is Swayam Prakash.
Swayam Prakash, which category? Swayam Prakash?
Prabhava.
Prabha Prakash or Vaibhav Prakash?
Prabhava Prakash.
Okay. Makaran Bakshi had raised his hand. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Oh, this is Yamuna Mataji.
Gopavesha is Swayam Prakash, Vaibhav Prakash.
Okay.
And Dwarka Prakash is Tadekatma, Vaibhav Vilas.
Vaibhav Vilas. We have not come to that still further. Only you can answer whether he falls in Vilas or Swamsha in Tadekatma. Whether he falls in Vilas or Swamsha. Hare Krishna.
Vilas.
Yes, Vilas. That's it. So here the verse is saying, if you see the verse, it's very clearly saying, Vilas Tanrana, called a pastime form of Krishna. Further it will mention. So this chart now is, I hope, clear now. So up till here, we'll not go into these. This will go into it later on. We'll refer to this chart later on. So I will not again. Here also this chart is there. Okay. Okay, 1 second. Now let us see. Yeah. 1 second. Let me the chart to the entire screen. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now let me share with you the screen. Okay. So here again you can see this chart. We have Swayam Roop, original form of Krishna in cowherd, and his Swayam Prakash, own expansions. They are Prabha Prakash, Vaibhav Prakash. We have seen this. Ras Leela and 16,108 forms in Dwarka. They are differently manifested according to features. This is Balram and this is Balram. Now here is in Gopvesha, please remember. And this is Vasudev, Kshatriya consciousness. And Tadekatma. Now these forms are having different features and differently manifested In that there is Vilas and there are two we saw in Vilas and Swamsha. In Vilas there is Prabha Vilas and there is Vaibhav Vilas. In Prabha Vilas, the Adir Chaturvyuha we have seen now till now. So further we will not see this diagram here, because as we come into the discussion, then we will go into the diagram again and again. Okay. So now let us go to the next slide. Next. I hope up till here things are clear to all of you. Okay. Vaibhav Prakasha Ara Prabhava Vilase Eka hi Murte Baladev Avabeda Bhase. Now this previous verse mentioned that Vilas Tanra Nam. It is a pastime form of Krishna, that Balram in Kshatriya in Dwarka. Now this verse is saying Shri Balram is Vaibhav Prakash. Vaibhav Prakash, it is saying. 1 second. Where were we here? It is Vaibhav Prakash. So you all, or many of you answered it correctly. He is Vaibhav Prakash. He is also manifested original quadruple expansions of Vasudeva, Sanatana and Pradyumna. These are Prabha Vilas expansions with different emotions. Now these in Prabha Vilas, the Adi Chaturvyuha, or here you can see the Adi Chaturvyuha. Prabha Vilas, sorry. I have to and take it. Okay. Yeah. The Vasudev, Adi Chaturvyuha, Sankarshan, Pradyumna and Aniruddha. So this is what? This is what? Prabhav Vilas. So this falls in the category of what? Prabhav Vilas. And Balram is what? Vaibhav manifestation of Krishna. Is it clear? Any confusions up till now? Any clarifications? Anything? Any clarification anyone wants? Okay, let us move ahead. Okay, there is one question. Tukaram Mishkin Prabhuji. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes,
Is it the same chart wherein, entire thing is depicted? I mean, we see it in the temple.
Golok chart? No, this is this is different. This is just only about Krishna's manifestation in different forms. There, that chart is based on the creation point of view. The perspective is different. Of course, we will be also referring to that chart just to show how these manifestations are there in the in the different realms. But that chart is prepared from the creation perspective. This chart is prepared based on the expansions of Krishna, how Krishna Swayam Bhavan expands into different forms and different categories. So only that perspective is here.
Yes, Prabhuji. Now another question.
Yes.
Is this chart available like that chart?
This chart is available right now with me, and I'll make it available to all of you.
No, वो तो ठीक है. Like, if it is neatly printed kind of thing. If you have come across,
I will send you the JPEG image, and you take a print and poster and every day study it.
Because of yes, bro. Okay, thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Dr. Archana Mataji.
So, Prabhuji, all 4 forms in Prabha Vilas are compulsorily quadruples with 4 hands.
They are quadruples. Sankarshan, Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna and Aniruddha, they are quadruples, but they have different moods.
Okay. But they will have 4 limbs.
Huh?
They will have 4 limbs.
They will have 4?
Quadruples is what? 4 limbs.
Quadruples is 4.
4. Yeah.
They are 4. They are quadruples. They are all 4 together taken into, there are 4 directions.
Okay, okay.
And in all the 4 directions, these 4 deities are there.
Okay.
Vasudeva, first is Vasudev, then there is Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha.
Okay.
And now we are discussing only Tattva point of view. There is a higher discussion based on these quadruples moods from Rasa point of view. I will give an example just to get an idea. Just to get an idea. Okay. How these different forms have different moods. Like we also have different moods sometimes. Sometimes when especially take this example just for the sake of example and take it not out of context. This is just to make the tattva clear. Husband and wife, when they get married, they want to relish pastimes in the form of exchanges. Madhuri ras in this world. There is conjugal love between the husband and the wife. So, as a cultured society, a cultured way, a house has 4 corners, right? So, similarly, the husband builds a house. Now, when he's building the house, he's in a different mood. He is in creation. So, Sankarshan, is in different mood. He's in, creating the material and the spiritual worlds. Of course, the spiritual world is never created. It is eternally existing. But the material world creation is actually a manifestation of Sankarshan. Sankarshan manifests from the Adi Chaturvyuha, then again the Chaturvyuhas expand into Mool Sankarshan. From Mool Sankarshan comes Karanadakshayi Vishnu, Garbhodakshai Vishnu, and Shuradakshai Vishnu, who are expansions of Mool Sankarshan. So these are all creation pastimes, deities. So they are in the mood of creating. So when the husband is creating the house, he's in a different mood. So jaldi get this house done. So this is a mood of Sankarshan. Then Pradyumna. Pradyumna is the attracting deity. So Pradyumna is what? The attracting deity. And Aniruddha is mind. The mind get attracted. And then Vasudeva is pastimes. So the mood when the pastimes are happening is also different. So like that, from Rasa point also we can understand this. But now we are understanding from the Tattva point of, these 4 features, Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. Again, it will come, these 4 forms. Yes, Birendra Yadav Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu Dandatna. Oh, just one clarification. This Prabha Vilas form, quadruple expansion. Now we see ki this Balramji in Gopavesh, he is having Dvibhuja. And this quadruple expansion, they are what?
They are Chaturbhuj. They are Chaturbhuj.
Okay.
They are 400. They are 4 forms, but that's why they are called as quadruple. They have 4 hands also. The quadruple refers to
this 4.
Vasudev, Sankarshan.
Vasudev, Sankarshan. Yes.
Okay. And the series is like this. First is Vasudev, next is Sankarshan. Then there is Pradyumna, and then Aniruddha. And the 4 directions, these 4 deities are there in 4 directions. We'll come to the picture of it later on. It will become more clear. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, I forgot where we were. Okay, we finished. Vaibhav Prakash or Prabhav Prakash, Eki e Murti Balde Bhava Veda Bhashya. Shri Balram is the Vaibhav Prakash manifested. He is also manifested in the original form. They are Prabha Vilas expansions with different emotions. They have different emotions. Vasudeva have different emotions. There is pastime emotions, some emotion of creation. Pradyumna is, attraction. Aniruddha is attracting them. I don't recollect exactly the subtle difference between Pradyumna and Aniruddha. I can refer it. But basically the rasa is different there. Bhav is different there. Sankarshan Bhav is more of creation. Vasudeva is Bhav in the mode of science. Okay, so there are different emotions. Adi Chaturvyuha in Ihara Kahe Nahi Sama Ananta Chaturvyuha Ganera Prakatya Karana. The first expansion of Chaturvyuha, Adi Chaturvyuha, quadruple forms, is unique. Ihara Keha Nahi Sama, they are very unique. There is nothing to compare with them. Nahi Sama. These quadruple forms are the source of unlimited quadruple forms. My goodness. Even till today, I thought there are only two Chaturvyuhas. One is the Adi Chaturvyuha, which is the manifestation in Golok division. In Golok, there is again division of Mathura and Dwarka. So these are divisions there. So I thought the Adi Chaturvyuha is there. And then there is the Vaikunta, there is the second Chaturvyuha. But there are Ananta Chaturvyuhas. There are unlimited quadruple forms. So we will come to that, unlimited quadruple forms also very soon. Krishnera Echara Prabhava Vilas Dwarka Mathura Puri Nitya Iharavas. Please hear this text very carefully. These four Prabhav pastime forms of Lord Krishna, Prabhav Vilas, Krishnera Echara, reside eternally in Dwarka and Mathura. Dwarka, Mathura, Pure. So, these four forms eternally reside in Dwarka and Mathura. So, in Dwarka, we know there is Krishna, Balram, and then there is Aniruddha and Pradyumna. In Mathura also, these forms are there. Echara haite 24 Murti Prakash, Astra Bheda, Nama Bheda, Vaibhava Vilas. From the original quadruple expansions, Echara haite, original, from the original, 24 forms are manifested. They differ according to the placement of the weapons in their four hands, and they are called Vaibhav Vilas. So this is Vaibhav Vilas. We have come to Prabha Vilas. Now we have come to Vaibhav Vilas. Vaibhav Vilas are from this Adi Chaturvyuha. There are 24 forms which manifest. I have not drawn this diagram, which manifest. We'll get it ready. Did not get the time to do it. So these are Vaibhav Vilas, the 24 forms. Okay. Now, just a second. I have mentioned those 24 forms somewhere. Yeah, it is there. I did not. Yes. I have here. Okay. Okay, let me share the screen now. यह चार है ते 26 मूर्ति प्रकाश अस्त्र भेद नाम भेद वैभव विलास. There is astra bhed and nama bhed. They're the weapons in the four different directions. And they are what? Vaibhav Vilas. So now we are Prabha Vilas, we have finished. Now Vaibhav Vilas. From the Adi Chaturvyuha, there are 24 forms which come, which different Astra Bhed. They are Vaibhav Vilas. And this is here now. Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. And based on which part of the four hands, in the right hand there is club. In the right hand there is conch, left hand disc and lotus. Here it is club, conch, lotus disc changes. So then it becomes Sankarshan. Pradyumna, disc conch, club lotus. Disc club, conch lotus. And then there is others which are coming now like that. Keshav, Narayan, Madhav, Govind, Vishnu, Madhusudan, Trivikram, Vamana. So like that. All these forms are there. 24 Vishnu Murtis. These are 24 there. So these are all what? Vaibhav, Vilas. Okay. I will stop here now because the next part of the discussion is a little different theme. And let us digest up till now what we have discussed. So we will stop here. Any questions or any clarifications up till now? Anyone has? Okay. Virendra Yadav Prabhuji.
Prabhu, just one clarification. Prabhu, in previous verse 89, it was mentioned that this quadruple forms has unlimited source of quadruple forms.
Mhm.
And thereafter we are reading that it has 24 manifestation as per placement of weapons.
Correct.
So how to relate these two statements, Prabhu?
Oh, these 24 are principle.
Okay.
There are 24. There's a principle based on, like 4 raised to 4 is 24, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There are unlimited again forms also. The principle are now only discussed.
All right.
This is on the based on the placement. Then there are different again manifestations also.
Right.
The Golok chart, when I'll show you next time, it will become still more clear. I'll show you in the Golok chart.
Thank you.
Okay, wait. Now, let us not keep you all, in suspense for so long. I will just open the Golok chart and try to show it to you so that it becomes quite clear to you all. Okay. Just a second. I'm just taking out that chart. Cosmology. Yes, I got it. Okay. So now I'll share the screen. Everyone is able to see? Everyone is able to see? Yeah, Birendra Yadav Prabhu, you have raised your hand, yes?
No, Prabhu, just to say that we are able to see.
Yes, yeah. So now you can see here, this is Golok Vrindavan. This is Swayam Bhagwan Krishna. Vrindavan. And there is Dwarka and there is Mathura here and Jagannath Puri is also there here. All there. Here it is mentioned Dwarka, Mathura, Jagannath Puri. And you can see here, this is Vasudev, this is Sankarshan, this is Pradyumna, and this is Anirudh. These are the Adi Chaturvyuha. Okay? And then in Vaikunta or Haridham, there is again Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha here. Oh, you cannot, it's so blurred, you cannot see it. But these are again 4 here in the 4 directions. Okay. But if you go a little, you can see these concentric circles here. So in the concentric circles, you can see these 24 forms, which just now discussed. These are the 24 forms here. So now if you refer Golok chart, everything, if you have that big chart, please take this Golok chart, big chart, and put it in your house. Let everyone come and see. Every day meditate on this. Because ultimately, our destination is here. And all these tattvas you have to understand. So here you can see that 24, which I just now discussed. So there are the Dasha Avataras. So Dasha Avataras are somewhere, I think here. The Dasha Avataras are here in this circle. So like that, here we can see there are Ananta Chaturvyuhas. Again, that further classification will come. So it will come in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. We will see, look into it more further. This is the Adi Chatur. Is it clear now a little bit more? Andrea Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you. Prabhu.
Any other questions or clarifications? Okay, so we will stop here. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.